Business on Purpose podcast.
I told somebody the other day that principle eats strategy for lunch, but you still got to have strategy on the table. Hey, it's Scott Beebe with the Business on Purpose podcast. We get a lot of questions about the idea of strategy. In fact, there's a number of people that we've worked with and people that we've just chatted with that they've gone through strategic planning over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, hit rinse and repeat. And what they feel like is that strategic planning becomes somewhat of a Jolly Rancher. It's flavorful, it tastes good in the moment, but it has no caloric value, and you can't sustain life on it. And so with strategy, what you've got to keep in mind is principle or strategy can only really root and grow when principle, the foundation of principle, is in place. So you might ask, well, what the heck's the difference between principle and strategy? Well, let's think through what is the difference between principle and strategy. When you think about principles, you think about things that are enduring. When you think about principles, you think about things that are pillars or foundational. You think about things that are maybe more concrete than they are fluid. And so principle in and of themselves carry this connotation or connotation that they're immovable, that once they're set, they're set. We have the privilege of being able to work with a small business that does concrete contracting. And it has been remarkable to see the reality of the world of concrete contracting. You don't get to pour concrete Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. You have to pour concrete when the foundation's ready for it, when the weather's ready for it, and when the concrete's ready for it. And I think I'm remembering this statistic right, but from the time that the concrete gets put in the truck to the time it needs to exit the truck is somewhere in the neighborhood of about 90 minutes. That's it, 90 minutes. So you can't load the truck up with concrete, take off 4 hours down the road, or take off 10 minutes down the road and wait for 4 hours and then pour the concrete out. It's a live, maturing product that may or may not show up exactly how you want it when it comes. But once it's poured, it's poured. Those are principles. Principles are things that are immovable. They're truths that hold and they lock in. And so strategy is something that could very much be here today and gone tomorrow. When you think about principles, these are things that are ancient. That's why I tell people all the time, the idea of vision or mission or values, those aren't modern ideals. Those aren't Harvard Business Review ideals. Those are ancient. The idea of vision has been around since the dawn of time. There's a proverb, where there is no vision, people scatter. There's Jewish history. Write the vision down so that those who read it may run. Based on our conviction of how the world was created. There's the principle of vision. And so this idea of vision is a principle, not a strategy. Now, how you leverage that principle becomes strategic. So how you install vision into the culture of your business now becomes strategic. There's different strategies that you can use that will work today, but those strategies may not work tomorrow or 3 months from now or 18 months from now. That's when you need a new strategy. So strategy should follow principle. That's why we tell people, hey, it's great that you've got processes documented, but you have no vision written down. Then what you've done is you've documented process that are leading you on a road to wherever the bias takes you, rather than wherever the vision takes you. So a lot of times what we'll see is people will develop strategic plans, but they have nothing to put them on the back of. They can't put them on the back of vision. They can't put them on the back of mission. They can't put them on the back of values. So strategy must follow principle, and principle eats strategy for lunch, although strategy still needs to be available on the table. Both are good. Principle must come first. And so that's why the things like documenting vision, documenting mission, documenting values are so crucial. That's why documenting systems and processes are so crucial. That's why team meetings are important, budgets are important, pro formas are important. Those things are important, yes, even in a small business, even in a business that's doing $300,000 a year, $150,000 a year, $800,000 a year. Those have to be laid down so that the strategy on how to use the budget, the strategy on how to use the marketing. Facebook marketing's in vogue today, but in 10 years, it's probably going to be something completely different. Start with principle, leverage strategy. Start with principle, leverage strategy. I can't wait because tomorrow at the time of this recording, we're having our third straight 12-week plan live event where we're going to have about 100 people in the room. About a quarter of those are going to be business owners, and then the rest will be their team members. And they're going to be writing out their third straight 12-week plan in a community as a collective tomorrow in Bluffton, South Carolina, the Low Country. Those things are strategy. But the reason they're in the room is because they've already laid the foundation of principle. So it's pretty straightforward. Start with your principles and then leverage strategy on top. Both are good. If you want to start with the most foundational principle, go to mybusinessonpurpose.com/vision or /webinar, a new link that we've got. You can check out 3 keys to building the business you want. We'll see you next time right here on the Business on Purpose podcast.